Here we go again. Another example of simple and easily discerned facts. The idea of forcing people to wear masks, quote unquote, for their own protection, is to me as simple an infringement on liberty as is wearing a seatbelt. Now, I personally hate wearing a mask, but some of the work that I do requires that I wear one. We all have to pretend that COVID will kill everyone in its path, and spoiler alert, it's not nearly as deadly as we originally thought, but I digress. What do masks have to do with seatbelts? Let me explain, because I've put a fair bit of thought into the topic. Maybe you've heard this argument phrased a little differently. The mask protects others from you. It's your duty to wear a mask. It isn't about you, it's your responsibility towards others. It's careless to not wear a mask. It never ceases to amaze me how strong and quick the propaganda machine of TV misinforms and dumbs down the population. The way I see it, there are three possible scenarios. Your cloth mask does protect others from contracting COVID-19 from you being an asymptomatic carrier. It could be that the chances are greater for infecting others wearing a mask. Or, what I think, it simply makes you feel better and has no effect. It's a massive waste of time and money. Let me compare the argument of you wear the mask for the safety of others with the paradox of mandatory seatbelts. After you pass a written test, sometimes even a driving test, you are issued a license by the state or province that you live in. This essentially tells invested parties, such as insurance companies, about your driving status and history. Now, we all know that tragically, once in a while a car encounters rather violently another object. Whether it's a curb, a tree, or another vehicle, an accident. They simply happen. They probably will always happen. When you put that car in drive, with your license in your pocket, your training done, your insurance bought, your car paid for, your engine humming, you need to remember one crucial thing before you go. One legal minutia that has simply become part of driving or riding in a vehicle, and that is a seatbelt. The fact is, seatbelts don't protect the other driver if you hit them. They don't mitigate damage to other people's vehicles. They are simply to lower or cancel the negative effects of a high-speed collision, such as on a highway. Now, don't misunderstand me. I always wear a seatbelt myself. I was raised doing it. I don't even think about it anymore. But the fact that we are forced to, under penalty of a ticket or license suspension, is insane. Think of it. If you get in an accident and are seriously hurt because you didn't wear a seatbelt, whose fault is that really? Haven't you taken the risk upon yourself? Is it the government's job to intervene on every little detail of our lives? When I leave my house in the morning, I don't necessarily look for things that could be improved by the government's intervention. Actually, mostly the opposite, because I'm biased. When I walk through a rough neighborhood, I see government assistance, government child services, government welfare, government roads, government electrical company, government free needles program for heroin addicts. It goes on and on. If you haven't guessed by now, I want to see less government intervention, because inevitably life gets better when the government gets out of it. We have become so dependent on a masterful overlord government, treating it like God, it's hard to go back. But back to face masks. We could go into the data and analyze why each point is important, and the negative effects of wearing a mask, but these are tired and most conservatives are already going that direction. I think if you want to wear a mask, go right ahead, and please, I encourage you to. It does, albeit extremely minimally, prevent the spread of COVID, and no one mentions every other disease that has ever existed. Just the fact that your wet breath needs to pass through a cloth barrier makes your exhalation less dangerous. I say dangerous in quotes because even if you get the disease and subsequently get tested, your chances of being dead are roughly 1 in 3,000. It's actually closer to 0.25, but we'll be safe. I digress. I am pro-mask. I am not pro-government forcing us to do things. Simple enough, but the two can be true at the same time. No one, at least in my circle of influence, understands the importance of this. There is a huge difference between the government forcing me to wear a mask and me choosing to wear one. We can even look at the seatbelt example. It doesn't hurt other people if you don't wear a seatbelt, so why is the government forcing you to wear them? The police will pull you over, demerit your license, and give you a ticket. Ostensibly, if you don't pay that fine, you will go to jail for not protecting yourself in the event of a car accident. Government intervention has gone way too far in this regard. One last point. I think mask wearing has become a point of pride, and seeing others not do it makes you feel like a better person. It seems like Karens from all the darkest, deepest depths and dungeons have surfaced through this pandemic. It's no surprise that the Democratic voter base of the USA is literally Karens. Middle-aged, suburban white women. I digress. These are the Karens that stand in line in front of you at the superstore, and they want to make sure you're standing on your little yellow circle. Yes, Karen, I'm standing on my circle. Did you wash your hands at the hand sanitizer at the entrance of the store? Yes, Karen, I did. Are you standing at least 2 meters apart? Yes, Karen, I'm standing 2 meters apart. Are you wearing your mask? No, Karen, I'm not wearing my mask, because a mask makes no difference, because I'm nowhere near other people. The death of logic happens with the resurgence of Karens, a bunch of bunk middle-aged women with college degrees in health studies telling you how to interpret the colorful and trendy posters that the government has made for us. It turns out you don't need a college degree to read. Yes, Karen, we can all read, surprisingly. If I want to fall in line as a sheep and do exactly what the federal government tells me to do, I am not against mask wearing, but I am against being forced to. Period. Some might say, but wearing a mask is for protecting others. I don't take the subway. I don't go to concerts. I don't even go to church anymore because I'm not allowed. You shut all of these things down. You created little one-way signs in the grocery store, so I can't be close to other humans. What possibly can a mask do? I am standing 18 feet apart from other humans. That would be some incredible sneeze. Finally, touching surfaces and then your face could give you the virus, and wearing a mask prevents you from touching your mouth, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. If anything makes you more likely to touch your face, it's a mask. This germophobia has become like a new religion for Karens. Invisible germs, ooh. By all accounts, this virus should have burned out by now, or at least by this winter. But all these Karens are forcing it to slow down so much to a crawl while our hospitals sit empty. The virus would be gone, I repeat, if we had just let it run its course and protected those most vulnerable while letting the healthy, like me, go about our business. We need even Karens to contract coronavirus. And when it does resurface, we'll all be immune. I don't care about vaccines. I'm healthy. I don't even get a vaccine for things like the flu. I do see their benefit in things like polio that I won't come in contact with naturally, but really, Karens need to let it go. It really is at this point like an imaginary friend for Karens, this COVID. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss another video, and as always, like this video to help the all-powerful YouTube algorithm send this video to others like you on the platform. As always, I'm Laughin' News, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.